welcome to the latest video, a bit of an update of what's been going on. I'm on my lonesome. Craig is not working at the moment. We'll do a little video. He's at home. He'll run through why he's at home and some of his stuff at his place, you know, a bit of his personal collection and that sort of thing. So I've been pretty busy answering phones, putting stock away, working on Butcher's Green Tea Roadster. So we'll go and have a bit of a look at what I've managed to progress on that. You can see behind me, we carry the Jay Leno's Garage detailing product. So we've got a bit of a top-up order. So some of the products that have been on back order for a while have come in. The metal polish and I think the white wall cleaner. We also had a little job that we did prior to painting Butcher's Green Tea Roast, and I realised I hadn't put it up. So we'll do a little short video on that. Check out the updates. And if you like what we're doing, obviously do that whole like, subscribe, hit notifications and everything like that. Check out what's going on.
Well, it's a brisk morning here, and Chris has dropped his Cobra off. Basically, he's actually been waiting a few months for us to actually have the room and the time. Pretty simple job. Really, all we're doing is a column swap because the registration rules here is that it is required to have a collapsible column, because this is going through as what we'll call an ICV, individually constructed vehicle. So Chris, I think he said it came from New Zealand. He's had to fit like headrests and a few little jobs like that. And now we'll do the collapsible steering column, which shouldn't take us too long. So I think basically all we'll do is we'll get the job finished. And yeah, then we'll just show you what we end up doing in the end, just so he can get registration.
Okay, you're probably wondering what I'm doing here. This is not the shop, this is actually my shed. I've done myself a little mischief and had to have a hernia operation, so I'm off for a couple of weeks or however long it takes. So I just thought I'd show you some of the stuff that I've got at my place that I still haven't finished, a few unfinished projects, so we'll go inside and have a look. Okay, this is inside my, what we call the top shed at home. This is the main big shed. I'm on just a standard suburban block basically in the middle of Perth. It's just the toolboxes and just some signs. It's handy having a son who's a sign writer, so he sort of makes me some pictures and bits and pieces. We've got a bit of stuff hanging around all over the place, some tools and just some cupboards there with a bit of junk in them. a little bit of decoration. I used to have this shed, the walls used to be covered in lots and lots and lots of decorations and that, but they became dust collectors, so I took most of them down and got rid of a lot of stuff. So this little section here is basically just the work area, and then you've got like 2 cars there. I've just extended my hoist, sorry, not hoist, gantry, so that I can lift the body off. So here's my rod still sitting, waiting and waiting and waiting. Motor's been done now, so motor's a 202 now with a Yellow Terra 12 port alloy head, Aussie Speed 4-barrel manifold. It'll run a 450 Holly. Yeah, so hopefully that goes all right. I've had the extractors and the exhaust system has all been like heat proofed, powder coated. I'm going to repaint the body. I've had the paint for 3 years and I've never got around to doing it, so it's going to go. It'll still be grey, but tidy up. It's copped 7 years of abuse, daily use, that sort of thing. So what have we got here? Oh, this is my Holden 6-cylinder performance collection now. So we've got all sorts of goodies here. We've got a supercharger kit here. What else have we got underneath there? Hang on, we got something else. Let me have a look. Oh yeah, that's a turbo. There's a turbo setup there, and there's like a twin SU setup that goes with the turbo setup, but these have been converted to fuel injection. So there's all sorts of little things that one day I'll get around to playing with. You know, once I get the rod back on the road. So hopefully once I'm feeling better, I can actually start working again. I'll get stuck back into it. You can see the cycle guards are all there. They've all been powder coated. The car under the cover is a 59 Fury, Plymouth Fury. This is Codys. Let's have a look here. It's a bit hard to see, but that's all been stripped to bare metal. It's too hard. I can't be bothered. It had been involved in a fire, so all the interior was all burnt out. Glass, front and rear glass and side glass is all gone, all melted. And it had a bit of an engine fire. The fire actually started under the dash. So engine's been rebuilt. So we've had that running on a stand. Cody's had that all running. The roof was very warped from the fire. My planishing hammer, we made a big hoop, and myself and Cody then straightened the roof, and the roof's actually pretty good now underneath there. So we had to strip that back to bare metal to do that. So at the time, then Cody stripped the whole car back, and we were sort of thinking, oh, it's going to be full of bog, but it's a very rust-free car. So we really should get back into this, but Cody then decided to start building a hot rod. So this got stored here. So I think the plans are to get the hot rod back on the road, so I can drive that again. And then once that's on the road, I think that's next on the chopping block. We'll finish that, we'll get it interior in, get it painted, because it's still regoed, so as soon as it's done, we can start driving it. What else have we got? Oh yeah, there's the one of the mini bikes of death that nearly killed me. I had a little mishap a few years ago and ended up in hospital with what did I have? 2 broken ribs, broken collarbone and a punctured lung, which then turned into a collapsed lung. I ended up in hospital, and it was fun. Now down here this is just more spare parts for the Fury. We managed to pick up, because this has been converted to right-hand drive previous, so we managed to pick up an original 59 right-hand drive dash. Hang on, yeah, in this box here. It's a bit hard to see because I've got shit stored everywhere. Can I get over there? No, I can't. Okay. But anyway, so this is the top shed. So I've done a fair bit of work in here over the years. Painted a fair few cars in here. But yeah, it's not fancy, but it's my happy place. So yeah, it's just once I get myself sorted, I'll get back into it. So this is the top shed. I'll now take you into what we call the middle shed. Okay, there's not really that much to see here. This is just the middle shed. What I've got underneath here is actually an FE Holden. It's hard to see. It's all covered up. It's on a rotisserie. That's a long-term project. A few parts for it there. What's that? Oh, that's my FC bike. I built that about 25 years ago to match my ute. What have we got? Oh, this is Ben's 30 Tudor. Long-term project. Some chassis rails. Well, that's our death carts. For a while there was a group of us that were bombing down around the hills in Lesmurdy and Kalamunda in these things. So, but we haven't done that for a long time, so they've just been stored there. What have we got here? Oh, another motorbike. Kawasaki. Okay, I think that was. I don't know what the plans for that one was. Trike back end there. It's going to go on something. What we got there? Oh, some Tasman mags. What's that down there is. That cow there is a 25 Dodge, same as mine. So I've already started collecting bits and pieces for my grandson's first hot rod. So what else we got here? We've got some nice old cowling there. What's that? An old solo bike. And a VC Valiant station wagon roof skin, which is the same as what I've used on my hot rod. So yeah, you can see that there's another frame there too. What's that? Oh, that's an Armand plunger frame, chopper frame. You can see there, that's the back half of those. Yeah, we've got plenty to keep us going here. So, okay. So this is another one of my projects. It's a 1970 Carman gear. So that's, like I said, it'll be the hot rod first, then the Fury, then I want to get into this. I've got a couple of motors there to rebuild. I also have buried down here, I've got all sorts of brand new parts for the Volkswagen engine all up there. So I've got stroker cranks and all that sort of stuff. So you can also see there I have a little bit of a collection of vintage two-way radios and taxi gear. I built a FC Holden taxi 30 odd years ago, which had all the taxi gear in it. So I've always had a bit of a collection of that stuff. I've been collecting a little bit more stuff lately. I've got more stuff in the house as well. This little hot rod here, the mini rod, it came up on Marketplace about 6 months ago. It's actually one that myself and my brother built 22 years ago for my son and his son. So we built two of them, and this is the one we built for his son. So that came back up on the market, so I had to buy that back again. And I will probably get it running for my grandson. All the gear here is all Ben's. That's all a lot of vintage Western Australian chopper parts. Oh, that's a little I think it's a 57 motorised push bike. That's one of Codys' bikes. That's a RG250 two-stroke. I think that was his first bike he ever had. This Honda, I don't know where that came from. That's another one of Ben's, and I don't know what we're doing with it. That's just some cupboards with lots of bins, smalls and collectibles and motorbike stuff in it. What else we got? Oh, what's that for? I think he picked that up the other day, and I think that's going into one of the choppers over there. Oh, there's my vintage ball chair. That swivels around. How good's that? Okay, here's he got rigid frames. There's his shovel. What do we got over there? Another shovel. And we have that's another. What name is that one? I don't know. There's another chopper anyway. But yeah, so basically this is it's just become a storage shed now. So we just sort of dump a bit of stuff in here and until we get around to working on it. Okay, that was just a quick run through of the sheds. I'm now back in the house. This is my games room. I've got lots of art and toys and things like that. So yeah, if you want, maybe I'll do another video and I'll run through a bit of stuff in here later. Okay, see ya.
Well, that wraps up this week's video. Thanks for joining us. We're going to Sydney on Friday for the Hot Rod and Custom Expo, so we'll have a bit of coverage on that. Should be pretty cool. Lots of cars there, heaps of really good stuff, trade stands, the whole lot. So hopefully we'll get some good coverage of that. And then it'll be back to reality on Monday and a really short trip to Sydney. Thanks for joining us. See you next time.